Good morning, guys. Theo here on Common Sense. I did another dopamine fast, but this one I did dry too. So now it's been 62 hours, it's 8 in the morning, of no food, no water, barely touching water. Had to a little bit now preparing stuff for breaking the fast. And no snooze, so no nicotine, no coffee, no caffeine, no phone. And like now, I'm using it as a camera, but it's been on airplane mode without the SIM card the entire time. So now I'm heading down to break this fast in the ocean. I've talked about them, it's been an experience living here in Greece that the ocean, the sea, is just so much saltier than the water I'm used to in Sweden. And it's amazing in general, but especially when fasting. So I can only imagine now when I'm also dry fasted. And as you can see, the sun is here. And you don't know, but yesterday it was quite cloudy. It didn't look like in the report that we were going to get any good sun today either. So I'm very happy about that. Strange to talk. It is dry. It's been a while since I did a dry fast like this, and I did not talk to yesterday. Didn't even talk to anyone. The first day I know I did. Well, it doesn't really matter. Now, yeah, I'll see you after I've done this. We'll see. I'm gonna talk about the experience as usual. Kalimera, guys. That was nice. I'm gonna drink some water with electrolytes in it, of course, too. But I actually met my Greek friend here, Georgios, right after finishing the first clip. Doesn't speak much English, but he was like, "Yeah, very good body." And I was shocked when I managed to explain I had not been eating or drinking. Like, eating is one thing, but the water, of course. But okay, that was amazing. Going in the ocean. The sun is a little covered up by clouds, but still, you know, still much better than I expected. So cheers, guys. Mm. Doesn't even with electrolytes. That's kind of interesting because the ocean, the sea, they don't say ocean really, they say sea. The sea is so very salty that even this one, where I put a good amount of potassium, sodium, a little bit of magnesium, it it almost tastes like plain water in comparison. Mm. But okay, I'm gonna enjoy myself in the sun a little bit, and then I'll show you what I am eating. All right, guys, for my breakfast meal here, we have some cooked egg whites with raw egg yolks and honey. Yes, it's actually amazing, and a bunch of salt. Bunch of salt in there. We have the raw beef liver, of course, for that micronutrient replenishment. And we have some, oh well, apple, pear, carrot. There is the honey. There is some pickles, I guess. They're not very salty, but I salt them. And yeah, let's go. And of course, let's start with the liver, just to be real mean when we have all this tasty stuff. And we have the good stuff that doesn't quite taste as good, but you know. Okay. Mmm. 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 So nutritious. So good. Um, let's. I wanna. My hand is a little livery. Guess that will do for now. Okay, let's taste some honey eggs on camera, and then I will enjoy this for myself, by myself. So strange to talk after dry fast. It's like, I realize I have been talking these days, but I guess it's the last day. It was, yeah, it just feels strange to be talking. Okay, here we go. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, wow. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna have my coffee and snooze for myself too. My moment. Then I'm gonna talk about this experience a bit more with you guys. All right, guys. Now I've enjoyed that first meal and I made myself a double espresso. Went out to sit in the sun for a bit and have my first snooze. So I'm feeling great. The weather I'm so happy about, because yesterday it looked like it was going to be cloudy all day and maybe even rain today. It looks like it's going to be mostly sunny today now. And now I'm walking towards the gym, which I don't always do. Sometimes take a cab. I'll probably actually rent a car now and go to a better gym for my last 1.5, 2 months here in Greece or so before I revisit Sweden for, well, an undecided amount of time as of now. But yeah, walking to the gym to just hope to fire up the body a little bit more. Gonna go for a full body workout, kind of an impromptu workout. I like, after fast like this, there aren't like super programmed, like I am on a schedule with continuous fasting or something. Yeah, I like to start out with a full body workout to just kind of, say hello, welcome back to the entire body before I go back on program. So because Wednesdays, it's Tuesday today, Wednesdays are usually a not rest day but less day for me. So probably full body today, when I just go a little more chill on the push muscles, because those are what I train on Thursdays mostly. So okay, if I talk a little bit about this fast, why I did it and how the experience was and that, I've definitely had a bit of a shadow season this year. Had to have some old stuff. So, you're always, during the work on yourself, you're peeling layers, and sometimes you come upon something that it feels like it sets you back. Doesn't necessarily, but it's tough shit. You have to deal with some shit, and I've just felt like, I've known most of the lessons I have to learn, the work I have to do, blah blah blah. But you get a little stuck in your perspective sometimes. Like, I've been feeling okay, but I've just been knowing that I could shift my perspective to something more positive again. So why not do something like this when it's suffering, it's self-imposed suffering, to feel better afterwards, right? And actually kind of good thing to be a user of nicotine and caffeine when you do something like this. Not only because, the kick when you bring it back is better, but the suffering part is so much more, which just, when it's over, even, not considering taking the nicotine and caffeine back, it's just you had to push through something. Like, it's terrible. It's just terrible. Like, I started this fast Saturday afternoon, evening, had the last food, water, coffee I had, I've actually drank less on that day, and I stopped drinking at like 12. Had my last snooze there with food and water. And the next day, already by lunchtime, I started getting this headache, and it's such an intense headache because it's caused by like dehydration and nicotine withdrawals and caffeine withdrawals. Is this headache that just won't stop. And so on that first day, it was still kind of cloudy, but the sun came out for a little bit, so I walked out and just laid in the sun for a bit, like dozing off here and there. That's the thing with that kind of headache. It lasted almost, well, basically till yesterday evening. It just goes away if you fall asleep. I won't have the headache right when I wake up, but then it will come creeping back, And so this was the main point of this fast was not like I did one when I was away from the phone for 3 days too, and I was away from the phone now, but I had my computer, and I put up using it till later in the day. I would go out, I would meditate, but like the main point was sort of more of this detox fast. Yeah, that's actually another reason for this fast. that my supply of snus, they don't sell this in Greece, right? And I just realized to make it last, so I don't have to tell someone to send me here, because you can't order here either. You have to have someone send it as a gift, yeah, well, if I want to make that last, it would be easier if I use one of these fasts. It's quite incredible, because what happens for me, I'll do one of these fasts, and immediately, it's just a few days of this, your cravings are much less, even when I have one, I'll be happy not to have one for some time, but when it becomes, what happens for me is like I have a good, more moderate consumption. Then as I get like stressed, or I have a lot of work, then it just happens naturally. I fall back onto that old pattern, start using it more, and then it feels strange. You're back there. Then you kind of chain snooze, You have one that you immediately, almost always, just put in another one. It's quite interesting how fast just one of these fasts make you feel okay about it. So now I had my double espresso, had a snooze, heading to the gym. I will be away for some hours, I'll have another coffee after the gym, and that will be the last one for today. I'll have a snooze, maybe one or two later. I think with what I have now, if I have like 6 per day, I'm gonna be fine until I go back to Sweden. And it's like sometimes I've been like more ambitious with my goal, but I think that's a good, something good to aim for. But yeah, so what I did these days, I'm in a special place. It's interesting. I remember the first fast I did like this, then I was like, sort of high on the day of breaking it. And I think a big part of it was like never having done something like dry fasted, just like a week before doing it, I thought you died. You did that. So I think a big thing for me was just the kick from like, yeah, I actually did it, which now of course, I get some good feels about doing it because it's difficult, but it's not as shocking, And so it's this strange mix when you enjoy getting all this stuff back, but also the body has been in such a stressed state, missing all these things, water, food, and the stimulants that of course aren't necessary for survival, but probably my body thinks so. So it's like this combination of you're very happy to get everything back, but you're also, the body goes into like, okay, we can relax. No more survival mode, which of course would be mainly the water and then food. So, do you see? I'm feeling good, but it's kind of a dull feeling now. But I know it's one thing, like I said, when it's like the first time you do something like this, even a regular fast, like a saltwater fast, it's like a kick of accomplishment. And when you don't get that in the same sense, I know that the effects, it's like these days to come where I'm gonna notice more that I'm just enjoying everything more. I'm feeling better, happy, higher baseline for your mood, basically. But so what I did on this fast, since, I just took the opportunity to pause the phone too. Like, I didn't have to pause electronics completely, I felt like, but some things like social media, Instagram mainly, just being a little off the grid, being with myself, forced like that for a bit. So I put up using the laptop too until later in the day. I watched some movies I had on the phone, in the computer in the evening. I played a little bit of online poker, just broke even. It was very unlucky, very so many hands that could have led to, I broke even, but I lost with the best hand every time. It's a good sign that the luck just wasn't with me this time. That's a kind of the thing with poker, you have to be lucky. You can't just play great. When you win money, you have to be lucky also. But that's it, like yesterday it was not so good weather. So what I do, if it had been like amazing weather, I had already planned that maybe I don't do it like completely hard dry, like not even touching water. Maybe I'll actually, keep not drinking water, but go in the ocean and go up in the sun a bit and that. But it wasn't really that kind of weather. So I just went with a complete hard dry fast. And so, since the weather wasn't great, I had such low energy and still headache yesterday, you know. What I did was, instead of going on some longer walk or something, I just pushed myself to go out for little 10-minute walks every, couple of hours or so. Did a little mobility routine. But yeah, I think this video is mostly just talking about my experience with this. I'm feeling very happy. Probably had some training clips rolling in this video. Yeah, no, I'm happy. I mean, we'll see for the days to come, but I can kind of predict from doing stuff like this before. Like the last one I did, it was the same thing, that when I came home and broke it with food and everything, yeah, it was nice, but it wasn't like such a huge kick. But then the week that came, I was feeling great, So I'm expecting kind of the same thing. But I think I'll also do a video about like how to do a dopamine fast, or the purpose of a fast like this. Because for me right now, it's the utility of like, okay, I just crushed my nicotine addiction a bit, so I can make my supply last longer. But also, if you're not doing amazing, you're not feeling great, just impose more suffering and you'll feel a lot better in comparison once that's over with. It's delayed gratification deluxe, something like this. But okay, yeah, that's it for this little video. Please leave a comment. I mean, if there's anything you're wondering about this kind of fast, because I'm going to do another video about it. So have any questions, anything you want me to address, please let me know. Please like. All comments and likes help support the channel, so it's very much appreciated. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, mindset. It's a mindset, guys. Suffer until you feel good again or something. Okay, peace.